y'all. We have started off season 4 with Theo, and now I thought it was time for another brother episode. So obviously, you got me, you got Squishy, and then if we do a little badoinking, hi, that's a close up of us. This badoinking, you have Shadow, and you have my brother Swamp. So
hello.
That's how we're running it today.
Yeah.
Because it's all about family, guys. Family really brings everybody together. So I'll say some of these family stories are gonna be fun to say the least. Sempy, why did you do a hype train?
Oh shit.
Sempy did a hype train.
5 subs. Holy shit.
Oh my god, Sempy, I love you. I'm gonna smooch you.
I call smooching second. There's a line now. Anyone who else wants to smooch has got to get behind. Your man?
Lucy redeemed her nut.
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 Oh my god. I put more sounds on my soundboard. So for those who are podcasters and not on the Twitch being a part of the conversation, if you hear random audios, that's your fault. I will also say I'm gonna probably delete it for now. I don't know how. Just the metal clang, that sounds off limits. That is very loud. It is very loud.
Do it.
No, like I didn't adjust the volume on accident. It is deafeningly loud.
Rip headphone users, rip you.
You realize by saying not to do something, it's gonna make them want to do something.
I don't know how to go. I'll go into Stream Elements and adjust the volume of it because like we did it in repo and I wasn't expecting how loud it would be. It made my ears hurt.
I remember hearing that on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought somebody was close and then I walk around for another 5 minutes and just fuck all anybody anywhere. I'm like, oh, that wasn't nearby.
But Sempy, I love you. I love you, Pookie. Thank you for that.
Which, by the way, are we doing repo stream tomorrow?
I'm down if we want to.
Yeah.
Alright,
I still never played it. It's been installed forever.
Wow. But we are all here as family. We got some family stories. I'm gonna get right into it. So let me see here. The first one, I'm gonna save the funny one for later. The funny one cracks me up. The first one comes from Best of Redditor Updates, and it's, am I the asshole for thinking about divorcing my wife after she drunkenly exposed me to our group of friends? And when I say this was recent, this was posted 3 days ago.
Oh shit.
So we do have a trigger warning of body shaming. Thank you for whoever subscribed or followed. I saw that. I heard the audio at least. So we have
played a sound.
Oh my gosh. See, here we go. Guys, I literally don't know what to do after this weekend. Posting from a burner account since I am connected with a lot of friends and family on my account. The issue here happened Saturday night. We had our friend group over. There was 6 of us and couples in there. 6 of us couples in there. Sorry, my bad. We were hosting at my house. The night was progressing pretty normal. We had done dinner. We were just hanging out and on the couches chatting. Everyone had been drinking over the course of the evening, so we were all pretty comfy. My wife, Amy, all names fake, was talking to one of the other girls about my new job. I recently got a promotion that comes with a nice raise. The downside is I have to travel a decent amount, up to 2 weeks to a month, but only 3 to 4 days at a time at most. We are excited for the changes the extra income will provide. However, it will be a change, and how it will change our future, so the travel was something we agreed on being worth it. As they were chatting, her friend Pamela was talking about how they make it work since her husband also travels a lot for work. The conversation was actually quite helpful, and honestly, in a lot of ways, I'm hearing so many things. Sempy subscribed again, thank you.
Subscribed for 3 months and brought the sub goal to 25% or 75%.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah, Sempy.
Thank you guys for all of this, by the way.
The conversation was actually quite helpful. Y'all.
Rare. You motherfucker.
Oh my god. Is that another hype train?
Yeah,
Gifting
Rare
5
gifted 5 subs.
That did level 3 hype train.
We barely started, people.
We're on level 4 now.
Keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
I'm gonna.
6,
Rare, don't you
guys.
tee me. I'm going back to the story. We're getting sidetracked for our poor YouTube and Spotify listeners. The conversation was actually quite
very
helpful
true.
and honestly helped in a lot of ways, as there are some good ideas in there. That is, until it happened. Heidi jokingly said, and be sure to order some sex toys that are the same size as him, so you can still have it while he's gone. Now, she was giggling, just making light of the fact that I would be gone, and the biggest challenge they had was the interruption to their sex life. No harm in this, right? Until my wife says it. I don't think they make them that tiny. I went totally pale. Everyone stopped talking, and you could just feel the awkwardness in the room. I think she realized what she had said because she tried to backpedal, but the damage was done. I had just stared at her in disbelief. She kept trying to backpedal and saying, "I'm so sorry." I just stood up and walked out. I didn't know what to say or do. I headed over to a buddy's house. I was sober. I don't drink. I didn't tell him the story, just that we had an argument, but I feel so violated. Now back to the story here. What she said is most likely true. I am not endowed at all. I have known this my whole life, basically. And any guy can back me up when I say that we are all conscious of our size. I'm just ooh. I didn't think he was gonna like give us the size. He's giving us the size.
Choose to skip it if you want.
I'm just under 3 inches
or do
hard.
We publicly
Dude, you don't have to expose
he got
yourself
a
to the internet
micro
like that,
pee.
man.
I have always been
Brother,
super
I'm so
insecure about
sorry.
it, but our sex life was never lacking because I made up for it in other ways in the bedroom. She has never lacked in reaching her
Exactly.
finish department. We just get there in other ways sometimes. Now here we are in the I feel like an asshole moment. I want to divorce her. I feel violated. I feel like I can never see these friends again. I feel like all they'll be thinking about when I'm around her is the comment of, well, how tiny is it really? But my asshole feeling comes in because I've also known for a long time that it is small. So I steered into the skis, I guess you could say, but am more submissive in the bedroom and enjoy it when she pokes fun at it in the bedroom. But that was just us. I feel so violated with it now being public knowledge. I also may have made my bed here by being okay with this dirty talk. I don't know. And for those wondering, yes, she has called and texted a ton yesterday apologizing for outing me, but I told her I needed space for a bit. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll read all the replies. I just needed to vent this somewhere. I have no one to talk to about it. My buddy I'm staying with just thinks we have a fight. I feel so lost. I feel like an asshole. I just don't know if I can trust her again or feel secure enough to see them again. And there is one update that came 2 days later, but I want opinions.
So,
Damn.
semi-justified crash out, I wouldn't necessarily say go as far as divorce, though. Like, that's a little extreme for, like, I understand being embarrassed. I understand everything. Demons, can you not for, like, 2 seconds while I'm trying to talk, please? Thank you. But, like, and for on the comment about the whole, like, maybe I steered myself into it by like being okay with it as dirty talk in the bedroom. No, because if that's dirty talk in the bedroom, why the fuck is she using it outside in fucking public around other people?
And I think
Exactly.
that's where
For one.
like the
Like,
crossing boundaries comes in. Is if you have that as like if that's a thing in the bedroom, it stays there. You don't just
In the
out that to
bedroom.
friends.
You don't just, oh yeah, we went out for tea time last Wednesday, and me and John with his micro penis just decided to go along with the gang. Like, you don't fucking basically go and fucking do that type of shit.
Someone said my leg.
Like, you.
I saw that. Oh man. It's also the fact of like, okay, just for like context, that way I understand the story. So he introduced her to his friend group. Is that how it was?
Their friend groups are just all very intermingled, and they were having a party at his house. Do I have to take the soundboard away
your fucking mic.
Maybe because if it's overpowering your voice on recording, then you're not gonna you're gonna have to re-record the fucking story.
I'm sorry.
Think the server. Think the server and like how it's all just like one intermingled friend group and all of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now think of like Pum over here. We're all hanging out and shit, and somebody makes a comment, and then she says something like that about Rosie to everybody.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of a situation.
I'm sorry. I'm still hooked on the 3.
To be honest, if I was him, I know this is more of like he wants advice
Just the
instead
motion of the ocean.
Yeah, well, he didn't have to bring up a number. Or he could have just said like, yeah, I'm not that big. That's it. He didn't have to bring in a number. But it's also,
Lucy
that
said
should
she'll
have
crash
been.
out if the soundboard goes away.
What? Sometimes if y'all can't be trusted to keep it quiet and orderly during story time, then
I did delete the metal clang sound.
I gotta tell Mason, this shit's too funny and I'm crying.
I don't like. I'm trying to think because if like okay, so like I'm trying to think of this in like a womanly standpoint, and I guess that would equate to like hot dog in a hallway comments.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be like.
Like, could you come back from that? Could you? If
Would you be
if
okay
we were
with that
out
being
in
said in the
public
first place?
and like that was a comment that was made, like it is violating. That's embarrassing. I don't want to take you out in public if you're just gonna shame your partner. You know what I mean? And I think that's if this was a continuous trend, I could see maybe divorce territory. But if this is just like a one-time slip up, maybe
There
she
should
just
be
had too much to
communication in
drink
it.
and like she needs to learn not to drink that much because you become just open mouth and you need to shut up,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's also just think of like talking with each other. Like divorce, I mean, that is very much like way on the high end of not really overreacting, but that's going a little bit too high considering the situation, in my opinion, is about mid-level. It's definitely something that you have to talk about your partner with and, say like, well, you're not going to drink 3 shots of tequila anymore.
Maybe.
But it's more that thing, like communicate all this other things and, maybe even to the point of maybe going to counseling just to see how everything will work out. But
definitely.
it's still a thing of like communication should be all of it. It's just like posting on Reddit. I mean, I understand you need some opinions and all that, but communication and maybe counseling would probably be the best bet for everything.
So,
that doesn't mean counseling.
Shall we get
that
our
just needs
our
a talk.
update? Simpy said I got lost in the
Let's do
sauce.
it.
The update was
If he's
posted
divorced
2
her,
days
then holy
after.
shit.
So you said this was posted 3 days ago, so the update was posted today?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Shit.
This is fresh.
Ooh.
So if you
Okay,
didn't see
I
my
hope you
previous
watch.
post link, here it is. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who commented or messaged. I honestly couldn't even begin to reply with all of them, but genuinely thank you. The general consensus that I walked away from all the comments was, am I the asshole perhaps jumping my head straight into divorce, but not the asshole for being hurt and feeling betrayed and exposed, whatever word fits. That helped me see it from a different lens for sure. Long story short, we sat down and talked about everything. I'm going to give bullets because I don't think I could even begin to write out the whole conversation. I brought up how I felt exposed and humiliated by what happened. I explained that it was different than what we do in private. She agreed and understood where I was coming from. She apologized for saying it and admits that she wasn't really thinking about it because of the alcohol. She told me that she didn't really know. While I may be smaller, I am good at ensuring that she is happy. So it hasn't really ever been used or looked at in any of those type of ways. I do believe this is because we have some things that haven't been used in years. We both agreed that, unrelated in totality to this issue, she has been drinking too much in general. I stopped drinking a long time ago for health reasons, and she is going to stop for the time being as well. We are both going to start individual counseling and then couples in a few weeks. We have our own issues and things to work on, as well as our couple things. There are a lot of emotions, tears, and some anger at times through the talk, but I think it helped us. For now, we move forward. I don't know exactly what, but I feel better. Exactly what I feel, but now I know I also have to fix myself and my mind. Not really a conclusive thing, but it is where we are, and I feel like we are going to be okay. Thanks again. So they are doing counseling, and it is showing signs of a drinking problem, which is where she had yapper mouth.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're working through it, but also I thought of something and realized I'm such a fucking asshole.
Oh god, what?
Because when they're in the fucking bedroom doing the dirty, it's just, come here, little guy. Play for a little bit. The little guy happy right now.
Oh, are you
like...
cold? Come here, I'll warm you up.
Okay, that's a complete side topic, but I will say I am curious. What do couples who enjoy that talk about, like, not degrading in a sense of degrading nicknames, but a sense in degrading a certain part of your body, what is that talk? Like, I morbid curiosity, I want to know what that conversation is in the bedroom like.
You got some weird shit if you like degrading body parts like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the whole, like, degrading name thing, sure, that's one thing. But degrading a body part? Like, that, okay. That's like if I told Mason one time when we were doing the do, be like, fucking bash on my body. Fucking say mean shit.
That's like, what mean things are you saying, though? That's, like, becoming sexual, because I'm trying to imagine this in, like, a female perspective, too. And, like, I'm sorry, but if mom, dad, time to clock out for this conversation. Thank you. But, like, if adult time is happening and this man gets on top of me and goes, "You like that, tiny tits?" I'm crying. We're done. I want a snack now.
You like that, tiny tits?
Like, what would I do? I can't imagine that conversation in the bedroom. And
one-eyed Petey's gonna string you up real good tonight.
You know, not trying to kink shame. Everybody has their likes and niches, but genuinely, what is that conversation in the bedroom when it comes to degrading, like, body parts? What are you saying? Or is it just like, okay, come here, tiny dick, it's go time? Or do you, like, also the toning, like, I'm sorry, trying to imagine, like, a lustful, like, seductive kind of voice, it doesn't,
like, come here, tiny tits.
Like, I can't,
Peter.
Like, are we doing, like, a happy voice, like dog training, like, oh, come here, tiny dick, come here, yeah, good boy? Or are you being, like, sultry with it? But even still, what are you saying? That's completely, I'm so nosy.
It's so weird, like, because imagine that your partner is into that kind of stuff, and they're asking you, could you do these things? Especially, like, understand your personality.
Not
like me,
that.
I don't think, I'd say, like, no, I can't say that about a woman. My dad would beat my ass, you know?
I would beat your ass.
I couldn't degrade somebody even if they asked me to, because I've got too much respect for somebody, especially if we're that far along in a relationship. Like,
I just want to know what phrases, like, what are the sentences being said?
Well, I mean, one that I have heard from friends before was something along the lines of, like, you bring my tiny little dick over here or something like that. But
I mean, like,
that's
okay.
about it.
As someone, as someone who likes the being mean in bed thing, not to body parts, just like name-wise, the whole degrading thing. Okay, he's only used it a couple of times. I don't. Babe, do you like degrading me?
I also think it's like just like, what do I say that's like sexy mean and not just like mean?
Exactly. How do you make something mean sound sexy?
How do you make something sexy sound mean at the same time? It's like, it feels like you have to go through like a YouTube course of like how to degrade sexily, you know?
He said it's a weird
How to-
topic due to the fact that even if I like it, I'm still as sensitive as you are. And if he says the wrong thing, I'll start crying.
Yeah, so you have to tiptoe around what is okay with your partner. I mean, of course, communication is key. You know, it's just like, okay, what are certain words that you are not okay with? You know, just 100%. You know,
Can we have a
that whole
Duolingo
thing.
class on Dirty Talk? Duolingo, get on your shit.
Can that be a stream? Let's just fucking Duolingo.
I
Fucking.
think I'm
How
gonna sit
to
that
dirty
one out.
talk
I'm
in
not
the
gonna lie to
bedroom.
you.
Oh my god. But you know, I'm glad
Y'all
they're
better not
figuring
leave
it
me
out.
for that alone. I'm gonna need some support when they drag me along for that shit. Y'all are coming with.
I'm just glad they're figuring it out. They're getting counseling. They're resolving it. He didn't jump the gun to divorce
Mhm.
territory. They were healthy. We love healthy. We see a lot of messy.
They actually communicated about shit and are trying to talk it out.
We love a good couple, even if he has a less than 3-inch penis. But you know, that's okay, because you know what isn't 3 inches? Squishy's story.
That's fair.
That's a horrible lead through. I'm sorry, OP. Never,
is.
ever come to this podcast.
Hey, don't worry,
So-
man. You got a 3-centimeter feeder right there.
No, that's micro
not
peen at
3.
that point. That's micro peen at that point.
It's not 3 inches.
Baby, you don't have a micro peen.
Rare says he
Stop
demands
it.
more channel points for science. Rare, I don't even think I can do that.
Keep watching the stream, Rare. That's the only way you're gonna get more of it.
Okay, so my story's from Best of Redditor updates. And it does have a trigger warning.
Okay.
I will say that, but it's called "Am I the asshole for telling my husband I don't ever want to do a certain act in bed ever again?" So
Into nitty gritty.
the trigger warnings are sexual coercion and abuse.
Hmm.
The specific kink, I'm not gonna say the actual word, but I'll say what it's mostly called by. So golden shower.
Ugh.
Ah. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Let's jump into it then.
So the original post is from March 26th of this year.
Ooh.
There is a mood spoiler. It says OP is safe.
All right.
So my boyfriend, 25 male, and I, 23 female, have been together for a year. Early on in our relationship, we started being intimate and
They should
discussing
be
what we
going
like and don't like. I told him that there was an intimate act in bed that I do not like and do not want to ever do. I've tried it with other partners and did not like it. He tried to argue saying that they, my other partners, just didn't do it right and that I should try it with him because he knows what he's doing. This went on for a few weeks and I finally caved in and did the act, and as I predicted, I did not like it. I told him I did not like it and I did not ever want to do it again. I went to the bathroom to shower and scrubbed my skin so hard that some spots were raw and bleeding when I was done. He saw my skin but just said it wouldn't be that bad if I just relaxed. I haven't done it since, and we have plenty of spontaneous moments and acts in bed without this one act that I don't want to do. There's also things he doesn't want to do in the bedroom, and I respect his boundaries and hard limits, so I don't ask for them. Intimacy is not fun when your partner isn't into it. It should be enjoyable for both people, shouldn't it? Every few weeks, he will hint at doing it again, and I will shut him down with a firm no. We then go on for a time without him bringing up. Recently, he hit 25 and asked for the act for his birthday. I told him no. He then described how an ex he hasn't dated since he was 15 would do it and said I should try to do it like she did and I might like it.
What the fuck?
I've never had trauma with the act. Like, no one ever held me held me down and forced me or anything, but I can't do it. I don't want to do it. He said I was being dramatic, and when I felt like being rational, he'd be waiting. I've been sleeping in the spare room for almost a week. I don't know what to do or how much clearer I can be. He says I'm being unreasonable and the asshole for not doing this one thing for him. I countered with there are intimate things I like but don't ever ask for because he knows, or I know he doesn't like them. And he just says that's different but won't tell me how it is different. Am I being the asshole for not wanting to do it and saying no when he wants this act? There is an update. There is an update, but I will read that after hearing your.
No, you're not the asshole for trying to tell your partner you don't want them to piss on you. Like, regardless of if it's their kink or not, and again, I'm not gonna kink shame anybody or anything like that. If you're into what you're into that. Me personally, not into golden showers.
Come on, Binks.
Me personally, I'm never going to let anybody, regardless of who they are, regardless of how much I love them, do that type of shit to me.
The only time you should pee on someone is if they have a jellyfish sting.
Exactly. That actually doesn't work. No, that actually doesn't work. Do not do that. That is a lie. Don't actually do that.
That was just a myth to get people to start pissing on their friends.
It's a myth. Don't actually do that. You're gonna make it worse. That's how you cause infections. It is vinegar.
Best April Fool's joke ever.
That's a movie thing. That's not real.
3 days late to that.
But
how did we get on a topic of kinks with both stories? That's fucking crazy. We're touching weird kinks tonight.
We are.
People who've been finding the stories. If we're being completely honest.
We don't find them together. Is the problem?
You have the same minds, though. That's the thing.
That's.
I will say this.
He has a point.
That is very true. You two do share the same brain cell.
We swapped off of it. It's fine.
So.
Oh, hi, Darth.
No, like, in all seriousness, though, it's like you're gonna have your boundaries, especially whenever it comes to like sexual shit and everything. You're gonna have your boundaries of what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. And if your partner's not going to respect those boundaries, then I'm sorry, they don't get to have sex with you at that point.
Well, it's like you don't need all of them. And again, with like communication is so important, especially when it comes to things that are bordering or are in what would be classified as like either like the BDSM community, just the kink community in general, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? That comes with consent, that comes with conversation, that comes with communication, consent again. And end of the day, it's like you can enjoy what you like, but if your partner says this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, this one's not, are you seriously going to let this one thing, especially if they're marking off every other tick, and even outside of the bedroom, if they're marking every other fucking tick for you, they take care of you, they're funny, they're an amazing person, they're kind, they're caring, like whatever, right? I'm sorry. If you let a pee kink ruin your life, you want to call it quits because, oh, we broke up because she won't piss on me. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Like, I'll say this. I mean, Mason and I sometimes have talks about it. Like, I think we if I'm right, before he came out to where I was living with my dad and stuff, and he came to visit me, we did have a talk. We didn't think anything was gonna happen. Obviously, I was wrong. But, like, if he suddenly, sporadically said, babe, I want you to piss on me, I'm gonna be like, you're fucking funny? Go piss on yourself.
Well, it's like certain things for people are a hard no. And it's like, if you can't respect that hard no after multiple conversations too, like, buddy, it's not the end of the world. Not everybody wants to do that. Aside from the fact that, like, obviously, yes,
into that.
Well, it's like, yes, we personally, as a group, collectively, I think, agree that that's a weird kink. But to some people, that's their thing, right? And if your girl says,
exactly,
not my cup of tea, you know, I'm glad you were honest with me, and then I know that, don't want to do it. For you to then try to force it, I'm sorry, that's a really fucking stupid way to break up.
But you also find like those people that also have similar kinks that you do. And like that's fine. Like if you guys talk about it and you guys like go over limits of like how far you're willing to go with this certain thing that you both like, that's where you can meet in the middle. But when it comes to like liking different things and stuff, she's obviously putting him in the position of, okay, you don't like this, I'm not gonna do it. But he's putting her in the position of, now I feel pressured and I don't want to do it, so now I'm gonna give you space, and it's just gonna go the way it wants to go. And like,
I don't like pushy behaviors. Don't be fucking pushy if someone says a no. No is a no across the board, regardless of gender, regardless of situations. Like, bless you.
Bless
No
you.
is no. And if your partner
Bless
says
you
no,
again.
you respect that.
Exactly.
alright, we ready for update?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so this is 2 days later, so March 28th of this year. The
God.
title update is Update. I'm done.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh,
I kind of figured this was going that direction.
seconds.
My OG post is on my page, but basically I asked if I was the asshole for not wanting my boyfriend to pee on me during intimacy. So I hope you all will be glad to know I am safe and I left. The day I made the post, he pushed me again to pee on him. Or he pushed again to pee on her during sex. I said no, and honestly, I got a bit mad. I told him exactly how I feel about it again, and I told him I hate it, and I will never do it again with him or anyone else. And if he can't let it go, we're done. This is where it gets scary. I had a beautiful glass cake plate. I don't bake, but I like getting mini cakes and cupcakes and displaying them in this cake plate. When I said he either let it go or we're done, he picked up the cake plate and threw it at me. I have terrible reflexes. Dodgeball in high school was pure torture. I tend to freeze when things come at my face. I didn't know what compelled me to move, but I managed to duck out of the way just in time. I had glass in my hair and all around me, and if I hadn't ducked, I would have been hit by the plate. He's never done anything like that before, and we both froze. He then grabbed his keys and said, I need to drive before walking out. I don't know how long I stood there, but after a bit, I reached for my phone and called a friend from my college. I broke down, told her everything, even his kink. He kept pushing for. Sorry, Kathy. I know, TMI. She came over and helped me pile her car with my clothes, school supplies, and anything I didn't want to leave behind. It felt surreal, like I was watching it all happen to someone else. Once I shut the car door, I proceeded to freak out, having a hard time breathing, and I thought I was dying. Eventually, she calmed me down and got me to her apartment and told me I'm welcome to stay. Apparently, my friends were growing concerned and pointed out things in his behavior I didn't even notice. They were contemplating if they should say something, not knowing what was going on behind closed doors. Almost all of them came over and helped me set up in the living room, which has a pull-out, and one of her roommates cleared out some space for my things in her closet. It is her and two others, but one is moving out in a few months. She said I'd welcome to take over the roommate's spot when she leaves. She stayed with me all night and called into work because I was a wreck and didn't want to be left alone. Haven't heard from my ex at all, and I blocked him on everything. Kathy and my friends have all volunteered to walk me to my classes just in case. A few of you suggested therapy, and I'm going to look into finding one I can afford. I have a lot of things to figure out about my life, but I'm safe, and that's a good start.
That was some psychopathic behavior. Holy
Chat
shit.
said call the police. I'm saying that now.
Yeah. Restraining order and shit.
To be fair,
Don't get there fast
be
enough.
fair-
That's when you get the 9 mil.
I will give it to him. After he threw the plate, he did also freeze, and he left before he did anything else.
But it should never, regardless of how angry you are, you never throw something.
It should never get to that. It should never get to violence. It never should get to abuse. But it's also the fact that he knew he did something wrong, and he left the situation before it could get worse.
Fuck that guy.
Agreed.
Still,
Fuck
I
him.
probably got hit
But
by a bus.
How can a kink get so integrated into your life that when your partner says no, you go ape shit and just throw something at them?
And see,
Two
like
words.
that's.
Spoiled brat.
But see, that's
Because
also the
nobody
thing.
else
Is
has
it's
fucking
just
told him no.
like
Go ahead.
she stated a hard no of, hey, being pissed on isn't my thing. And you are so dead set on this. Like, if this was a hard line where you're like, I want somebody who wants this, homeboy, just say, okay, then we're not going to work out. I'm going to dip. But for you to be so forceful with her again and again and again and force her into these uncomfortable situations, that is assault. Hi, hello. I'm stating it for what it is. And then to throw something, that's domestic now. You're a fucking horrible person. You need therapy. You need jail time. Bye-bye. Crash your car.
He needs to be hit by a bus.
Like, that is the. I'm sorry. That's also like
look, Mom,
stupid
the
reasons to get
pretty
mad.
pink mist.
Because like it's not even a good reason. Like we were watching Temptation Island. Okay, we saw viable reasons to get mad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think there's some really dumb reasons to get mad. And I'm sorry. Imagine calling your mom and being like, "We broke up. Why? She wouldn't let me pee on her." Be so for real with yourself. That's ridiculous.
Like,
I'm gonna crash
he's gonna
out.
tell
That's
his
so
mom
fucking
the real
stupid.
reason. That's so
I bet you he drinks pee. Calling it now.
How are you so obsessed
Bet
with
you
piss
he
that you're gonna
drinks
abuse
pee.
people?
Water.
I was gonna say, I bet you he's the type of dude to actually buy bathwater.
God, I hate people. Respect boundaries, goddammit. It's not that difficult. You said no, you decide right then and there. If this is such an important thing for you for whatever goddamn reason, fucking go find someone who likes it. Don't force someone into
only that,
uncomfortable situations and then abuse them.
Put on your new Tinder profile. I like to pee on people.
It's
Don't
not only
See
that.
what happens.
If they said no multiple times, what makes you think that, oh, if I just ask her again, maybe she'll do it? Or like, especially with the whole birthday thing, it's just like, no, she has said multiple fucking times that she is not into it. She literally scrubbed herself raw in the shower because of it. What would make you think that, oh, I'll just give her some time and she'll be willing to, try it again just to
This
see
guy
how it
hates
is?
women.
No, motherfucker.
This guy hates women.
I think, why are so many people, and this mainly for him, but this goes for a lot of different people, and honestly, a lot of the stories we read too. Why are so many people so fucking adamant all the time on trying to change their partner
Beats me, brother.
it's like they're trying to, oh, I like you, but not enough yet. So here, let me change you into everything that I've been looking for and that I want and everything, instead of just being either A, being content with the partner that you have, or B, realizing, hey, you're not really what I fucking want. Like, no, not to sound too mean or anything, but hey, you're not really what I fucking want. Let me save us both the time and the effort, the energy, move on so we can actually have a chance to find somebody that we actually want and everything, instead of spending all of this time, effort, energy, and causing all of this trauma to other people, being like, well, you're a piece of shit because you won't change for me, or you're a bad partner because you won't do this, that, or the other for me, or it, like, there's no need for all of that type of shit. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
This guy needs to see jail. I need to see jail cells. Fuck that guy. I have no nice words. That's gonna make me crash
Honestly,
out. I
that
hate
guy
people.
needs to get
Oh my
pissed
God.
on in prison and then see how his kink is doing.
He needs to find someone who's going to get romantical with them.
I can't.
I heard
my
his name
God.
is Tyrese.
You know
You
what?
better hang out that computer call. I'm feeling romantical.
I think after that we need some lighthearted. We need some funny haha, and I hope this brings some funny haha.
Indeed.
I would
Because
really
I'm about to
Take it away.
I'm gonna crash out. I hate people. This also
Honestly,
comes from
bro.
Best of Redditor Updates. The original post was posted December 21st of last year. And it is simply titled, so it originally, where was this originally posted? To r/local, it was a local post. This is a town. I'm not going to say the town. But it was posted to r/Best of Redditor Updates. And it's titled, Need a Fake Kid to Piss Off My Wife.
Okay. I'm interested now.
I'm right.
So my wife and I are
What?
watching Elf together. We saw the part where Buddy, Will Ferrell's real dad, James, Con, they have the actor names in here, tells his wife Buddy about Buddy, and his wife gets excited about the surprise adult kid that pops into their life from a time before they knew each other. I point out to my wife that it's a little unbelievable that she would immediately be on board, and I then comment that my wife would actually be mad at me in this situation, even if I genuinely did not know this kid existed, and it was conceived before I had met her. But she denies it, and I know my wife. We are in our early 40s. We've been married for 10 years together for 12. So I needed a 20-ish kid to knock on the door and tell me they're my kid and that they just wanted to meet me. Gotta be convincing and really talk about how my mom and I were once really happy before she died of something tragic. Dealer's choice. Job pays $100. Gender, race, etc. don't matter as long as you can pass for early 20s. Shouldn't take more than an hour of conversation, and then you can get a call or something and have to leave. Want to do this soon after the new year? You have to come up with the backstory. I'll play along. I'll give you a little info up front after you take the job. Edit. Holy cow, I have several interested potential fake offspring. I'm no longer taking applications. Did not expect to see so many willing people. I'll post the winning candidate in the coming days. Edit 2. It looks like I have not only a potential fake kid, but the kid could actually pass as genetically mine. I will post an update after the first week of January, hopefully not from a shelter. So the update does come from January 6th of this year. Do you guys have anything to say, or do you want just the straight story of OP fake having a kid just to prove his wife wrong?
I really want to hear the story. I'm not gonna lie. I have no opinions right now.
What the fuck happens? Like, I'm sorry, but this is fucking awesome.
I just love the level of petty from this man so far of like, they watch the Elf movie with Will Ferrell in it, and they're like, yeah, honey, you know, if I had a kid that I didn't know about that came to me as a grown adult and just wanted to say hi, you wouldn't be on board with that. You'd be mad at me. And for her to go, oh, no, I wouldn't. And he's like, I know you, and I'm going to prove how much I know you. And you hire a fake child.
Right? Like this is fucking awesome. Like, oh, you say you won't be mad, huh? Okay, well then I'm gonna test you on that, and we're gonna see if you want to try to keep the kid when he shows up.
The fact that there's so many willing participants is awesome. Let's see here.
These people in this hometown know this woman. They have to.
So update
community
comes from January 6th of 2025. I am going to skip the TLDR. Skipping that. Because they put it at the top. We're not saying that yet. So to the very dramatic naysayers, one of which compared my prank to spousal abuse, and several diagnosed me with a number of mental illnesses, and at least as many said I was childish and cruel. To you I say, you're probably right. However, nah, boo-boo, stick your head in doo-doo.
I love this dude. I love him. Oh yes.
Oh, I hurt
That's
your
fucking-
feelings with what I'm doing. Too bad, so sad. That's an issue, not an ish me. Bye now.
He
Oh
literally
my
says
God.
like, all right, I'll take your statement, but counteroffer, go fuck yourself. I'm doing this anyway.
See, you're allowed to have opinions, even
So-
when they're wrong.
We're gonna do this camera. Fuck it. We've been married for a decade. We know each other well enough to know what's over the line and what's funny. That said, it was harder than I thought to secure a fake child. Sure, I had a large number of interested parties and even got a couple fabulous candidates, one of which actually looked enough like me that I started wondering if one of you got to my wife and were pulling an ultimate Uno reverse card on my prank. Unfortunately, interested and committed are two very different things. Multiple potential sons and daughters made it to the planning stage and then found one reason or another to bail out. Let me be clear. I do not blame these folks at all. I don't think I'd have the courage to send the first DM, let alone actually go through with the prank orchestrated by a complete stranger. But I did find a suitable actor with the courage to come through, and I still think it was money well spent. So here's a synopsis of how this played out. No, there's not a video. Saturday afternoon, my doorbell rang. My dog lost his mind, as he is wont to do. My wife answered the door since I pretended to take a call moments earlier. My son, looking about 20 to 25, taller and better looking than I, asked if I was home. My wife motioned to me. I had conveniently just ended my fake phone call, and I came to the door. My son, who even shared my first name, his idea, not mine, he had to say something kind of strange to talk to me about. I asked if he wanted to come in, which literally almost blew the whole thing because I would sooner saw off my own foot than invite people into my house, but my wife didn't think much of it. We came to the living room. I offered him a drink. He declined. My son is an excellent actor, by the way. He would later say that it was anxiety of the situation and not wanting to mess up what made his nervous demeanor so convincing. This was from memory, but it's pretty much everything. I'll let my son chime in with details. Should he feel like outing himself. Do you remember old ex-girlfriend name I mentioned at least once in my 10-year marriage in front of my wife? Yeah, that's my mother. This was my wife who reacted first with, "Oh, no way!" So I looked at her, feigning ignorance, and then back at my son and said, "Is she okay?" "Yeah, she's fine. That's not why I'm here." My wife was nearly busting out of her chair, totally engrossed and completely consumed with two strong theories. One, her husband had a long-lost son, and more importantly, her husband hasn't figured out yet that he has a long-lost son. And so I say, out with it, kid. What's going on? I'm 22 years old. My wife's eyes essentially bugged out of her head, having now confirmed the theories in her mind. She looks at me, seemingly annoyed that I hadn't put these obvious puzzle pieces together, and interrupts my fake kid. He nearly laughed, but had held it together. I think he's trying to tell you that he thinks you're his father. My acting is not so great, but I gave it a shot with a, "Wait, what?" A look of shock that could use some work, but I played it for the audience. My son looked at me. She's right. And I'm not here to ask for anything. In fact, I don't have a lot of time to say. I just wanted to meet you and maybe exchange numbers. So I responded with, "This is a lot to take in. I knew your mother a long time ago, and she never said, I don't know, him. I'm paraphrasing, but this kid deserves an Oscar. She never told you. She only told me on Christmas morning. She didn't say anything bad about you. Just that it was over and that she was already dating my dad when she found out she was pregnant with me." Wait, does your dad know? Of course. I've always known he wasn't my biological father. He's a great dad, but lately I've been wondering who my real father was, so I asked Mom, and she told me. Wow. I freely admit I had the easy part. My wife, not saying anything, just taking it all in. Not much else in terms of the production. We exchanged numbers. He then got his fake phone call reminding him that he was late for something or other, and I walked him out. The rest of the production was just my wife and I. I came back to the living room doing my best bewildered act. We talked about it, covered things like paternity tests, etc. And it turns out I was way wrong. My wife wasn't mad, miffed, or even slightly annoyed. She was full-on amazed, excited, and entertained by the whole thing. I waited a few hours before I fessed up, but before I did, she kept saying how cool it was that I might have a son, and then which I told her it was a bullshit lie I made up to prove a point. She laughed. A lot. I can't decide what amused her more, the effort I put into the ruse, or the fact that I ended up proving her right in the process. Here's a couple of gems from my wife after I told her the truth. "Where the hell did you find this guy? I'm glad your son wasn't a serial killer. I might have been mad if he had come here looking for money. Next time you can save $100 and just assume you're wrong. You know I'm going to get you back, right? The last one has me a little worried." And that's it.
Damn.
Okay,
That's
now
great.
that's a cute fucking. That's some shit I could see you and Rosie doing with each other, like, or to each other, like that level of, like, not necessarily that specifically, but like that level of pranking with each other and shit is some shit I could see you two doing to each other.
I just love that she was so engrossed by the drama that was unrolling in front of her that she was like, "Where? Oh my god!" Like, I envision this woman like on the edge of her
Do I
seat,
have
ready
a
to jump
long-lost
out.
stepson? Yeah, she's sitting here like, do I have a long lost stepson? Like,
That shit cracks me
where have you
up.
been? Can I? Or
I agree
son-in-law,
with
or
Sempy
whatever
in
it
the
would
chat.
be.
This is green flag territory right now.
This is beautiful green flag
Right?
territory. The fact that she ended it with "I will get you back." Oh, I love you guys. I can't wait for you to be old together. I needed that in my life.
They're racing wheelchairs around the old folks' home because they're bored at night.
Oh, dude, I love couples like this. This is so fucking hilarious that she wasn't mad or pissed. And if anything, she just got to say, I told you. I told you
I
so.
told you so. Yeah.
Like,
She was
and it was
probably
funny.
thinking in her head, it's just like, I'm gonna be the best stepmom ever, you know?
Oh my god, I feel like that could have gone so many bad ways. And I think it also levels with, like earlier before the update, or during the update, how a lot of people in the comments were like, you're psychotic, you're abusive, X, Y, and Z. We have to remember, a lot of the times on Reddit, people come here looking and expecting the worst. They look for the worst. They like seeing the worst, because Reddit is Reddit. Let's be real, Reddit's a cesspit. I really like seeing moments like this where it's like, everything is well, it was actually really fucking funny, and it wasn't abusive. They actually love each other. They're a healthy relationship. We don't need downfalls all the time.
And all of that relationship just plays out on how much that they know each other. Of course, he didn't know as much as he think that he did, but at the end of the day, they were all laughing with each other. And I can imagine that dude who played the part of the son, like the husband told him and all that, and was probably laughing as well.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
I love
I
happy
feel kind of bad
marriages.
because I gotta bring it back into red flag territory.
Oh god, alright, we're switching
Oh.
colors, y'all.
Alrighty,
So
ready.
I initially had a story and I didn't realize how long it was. It had 4 updates.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, good lord.
So I found a different one.
Alright.
So this again comes from Best of Redditor Updates and only has 2. And it's my coworker, 18 male, put me, 22 female, on a hear me out cake and posted it online. Do I take action in some way?
I don't have face tracking on, but jaw dropped.
I'm
So
sorry. Hold on. Say that again.
Hear me
So-
out, cake.
I know,
hear
I heard
me.
the
So
out
a
cake.
coworker,
Supposed to put who?
18 male, put her, 22 female, on a hear me out cake.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh,
So
well,
there is a trigger
oh,
warning, and it is sexual harassment.
oh yeah, it sounds like it.
Mood spoiler, frustrating, but OP is okay.
Okay.
The original post was March 7th of this year.
Oh, last month.
A little fresh. A little fresh, not too fresh.
So here we go into the first part of the story. I work at a diner as a waitress with this kid. Let's call him John. John has always seemed pretty chill and busts my tables. Sometimes we chat if we are closing together, usually about school, as he started college not too long ago and I'm almost graduated with my bachelor's. Ultimately, we are friendly, but not friends. Last week, he said he was a part of a group chat with a handful of other coworkers on Instagram and asked if I wanted to join. I said sure, but I haven't connected with people at the diner that well, and I figured it was worth a shot. We swapped Instas. The group chat is very normal, friendly banter between coworkers. Yesterday, I see that John posted a reel of him and a couple of his buddies doing their take on a hear me out cake, which is usually a very lighthearted and funny way of saying you would get with what your typically fictional and emotionally animated characters. The entire cake adhered to that concept, except towards the end, when my face, a picture that he must have screenshotted from one of my posts, is stuck on the cake. I was the only real person on that cake, and John actually made a comment about how attractive I was, and he wished that he could hit that, but doubts he had a chance. I feel insanely grossed out and kind of violated. I wanted the video taken down, but am not sure if I have the right to or authority to do that. I ranted about this to my sister, and she told me just to take it as a compliment, but be glad that someone thinks I'm pretty, and it feels wrong to do that. Is this grounds for taking the issue to higher ups? I don't know if I'm comfortable with working with him at the moment. Do I just take care of this of myself and tell him that it makes me uncomfortable and I want him to take it down? It is a public video, and I'm uncertain how to move forward.
You can ask to take it down. If it's a public video and you are in it and you didn't consent, even if it's just an image of yourself, it's being perceived a different way. You can ask for that to be taken down, because also, what if he has other coworkers? That's disrespectful. I'm sorry. The hear me out cakes are literally just supposed to be like, funny, haha, I would fuck, Aunt whatever from the robot movie with the fat ass, like, ha 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 ha, we all laugh about it.
I'd fuck Judy Rabbit from Zootopia type shit.
I knew you were a furry.
You can't say that.
Huh?
The Judy Hopps guy's coming for you now. He has no idea what we're talking about.
No, but did you see that one video he posted? He threw away one of the dolls, but the pants and the bottom and the crotch area were ripped open.
There's a guy. Okay, hold on. There's a guy on TikTok who goes by Judy Hopps Lover. Now we've reached a point with this man's content. Don't know if it's satire or not. Genuinely, I don't know. I want to say Disney has actually reached out and sent him multiple cease and desists. But his whole shtick
Pretty sure
is
like is banned from Disneyland and Disney World.
That too. Cease and desist, banned. Like I don't know if his content is satire anymore. So I literally, like, this man just could be in it for bang for the buck, or he's actually this way. But the whole premise of his account is that he's obsessed with Judy Hopps, and it's weird.
One recent video was him throwing out a Judy Hopps plush into a dumpster. And the bottom of the plush where the crotch is was ripped open.
Oh
Lord.
Oh. I was just saying it because it's like one of the most commonly ones I've seen in TikTok.
Well, now you know internet lore.
You hear me out?
Now you know that dark corner.
I mean, I know the internet's dark. I just...
He's rethinking all of his decisions.
It's so hell. Like I just thought those were mean. Not people actually would do that type of. Ugh.
To this day, genuinely cannot tell if it's satire
degenerates
or
on the
not.
internet.
Like, at first, I think everybody collectively on the internet was like, haha, like satire, because the rabbit's cute or whatever. And we're at a point that I don't think anybody knows, and most people are genuinely concerned.
Yeah.
But in terms of a hear me out cake where it has like actual people in it, no, I'm sorry. That, like, celebrities, maybe. I still think it is weird to use real people, because, like, even if a celebrity sees that, I think it's uncomfortable to sexualize any person, and then to see that yourself. It's you don't, like, it's not how everybody wants to be perceived.
You feel objectified.
It is. It's very objectifying.
Feel objectified.
And I do want to say there is, legally, you can say take that down. If it's a public video and you are in it and you did not consent to be in it, even if it's just an image of you, and then throw in the perception of I would hit that if I had a shot, you can reach out and say take that shit down, because you also don't know if work is going to see that, create bigger problems at work. And it's like, you see that. Did he not think 2 cents of, like, you guys have each other on social media? She could see that shit. It was a public story. Work is now uncomfortable.
And you're probably going to be talking to her the next day and working with her and all this other shit, Like, that creates too much tension. It's why people just do it, like, with animated characters and things that aren't real. That's why it's a hear me out, because it's unobtainable by every aspect. It's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to be taken seriously, especially when you put a real fucking person into the mix.
She can ask to have it taken down simply because she said it's a picture that she assumes was screenshot from one of her profiles, because that is them taking a picture that was not given to them without their permission.
I want to say, if I'm right, it's intellectual
that it was
property.
In a public. Yeah, I was going to say it can be set under, potentially set under, oh well, it was on a public public website. That's where I got it from. Blah 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 blah. But if you're uncomfortable and this is a private video that you did not consent to your likeness being in, then yes, you can wholeheartedly ask to take that shit down. And almost if they don't, then you can, I believe, press charges and shit about it.
I would just reach out and be like, take it
thing
down.
of like, you know, if you're gonna put a person into, like, if they already posted on social media and you're gonna take that photo onto another social media post, the courteous thing to do would to be ask permission from the original poster if you can put that in the video. But of course, that dude who did a Hear Me Out video obviously wasn't gonna do that. He probably thought that they weren't even followed with each other. So it's dumbass tendencies from the dude, obviously. And not only that, it's just, how can you think about that, actually do it, post it online, and think, oh, she's not going to see it. I'm going to work with her the next day. She's not going to see it. How could
and
she?
like, I want to give some grace because the guy is only, what, 18, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a kid. But at the same time, like, if your boss sees that, dude, that could create a work... That's a work conflict issue in and of itself that could become way bigger. That it's like, just don't do that. Don't post about your work on social media. Don't say you want to fuck your coworkers. That's an icky situation. Don't do that.
That's so weird too. Like if you're not already in a relationship and shit, why the fuck would you be like, well, if I could, I would totally tap that, and put that on fucking social media? Like, that's weird and cringy and shit, dude. Like,
It makes you look like a womanizer, too.
Nobody's attracted.
That's fair. It does.
You guys ready for update?
I forgot we had one of those.
Yes.
No, we have 4, wasn't it? Wasn't it 4
No,
updates?
that one was one that she
Not
scrapped.
on this one. Not on this one.
Yeah, I scrapped that one.
Oh.
So, this update was posted March 25th of this year. So I screen recorded the video and sent it to my manager. We're on good terms, and I was hoping that she would understand and we could rework the schedule so that I don't have him bussing my tables and we won't have to interact. She said, this is very odd and maybe a violation of conduct. She told me not to stress about the details and she would take care of it. I'm very grateful with how seriously she took it and had me moved around so that I will not see him as much, and I only have a handful of times since then. He has avoided eye contact with me entirely. Once my manager was aware of the video, I DM'd John on Insta saying, the video you made in which you put my face in a Hear Me Out cake for social media is gross and unprofessional. We are co-worker...
Keep
You're
going.
broken.
We are co-workers, and I did not greenlight being posted on online and sexualized like that.
My battery pack turned
with
off.
blank, meaning the manager, about the situation and my discomfort, and I would like you to take the video down. You used my image without my consent. He responded and apologized, saying that he and his friends were drunk and that he made that video on a whim. He told me he thought I was cool and I wouldn't have a problem with it. He said he would take it down, but never once actually said sorry. Just gave those excuses. It was deleted, and he's having to take an online course about sexual harassment and workplace misconduct or something like that. Something probably meaningless, but at least it is slightly a pain in the ass. The only thing now is that he has busboy buddies that side eye and kind of glower at me. I don't know what glare. I don't know what glower means. Glare.
Basically,
at me because of
evil eye type shit. Evil eye stink eye type shit.
So glare at her because of the action I took. On the bright side, they probably won't fuck with me like that. Anyways, thanks for anyone reading. I'm not sure if anyone will see this, but the comments on the last post were mostly helpful, and I'm grateful for the perspective that you guys provided, so thanks.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Don't talk about your coworkers on public platforms in any sense, good or bad.
Let them fucking side eye you and shit. Let them be little pissy boys and like, cause that's unacceptable type of behavior and
weird.
shit. Like they needed to get in trouble, and if they're gonna get upset and mad and shit at like something like that over essentially a girl being like, listen, 1, we're not together, 2, I don't like you like that, and 3, what you did was disrespectful and makes me super uncomfortable. If they're gonna get mad at her about that and shit, fuck them. Like, honestly.
And not only that, that whole drunk excuse, that was an excuse. That's all it
Yeah,
was.
he wasn't sorry. He was sorry that he got caught. He wasn't sorry that he did it.
Bitch, no, motherfucker.
Well, and it's like you might have
No.
been drunk
That's a
while
dodge
recording the
accountability.
video, but you weren't drunk to get those
Mhm.
images, and that's a lot of effort to not only get the image, crop the image, print the image, cut it out, put it onto whatever the fuck you put it on to stick it into a cake. You did not. You did that shit sober. Those were all conscious fucking
Yeah.
steps. You might have been drunk in the video, but every step previous was very much so conscious and could have been stopped at any given point.
Yeah, and it's not only
Exactly.
that. If he did all of that work just to do a video, who's to say how many videos or how many photos of her does he actually have on his phone? You know,
Ooh.
Like,
That's
yeah, yeah, like how,
like, you know, doing the
Icky.
side picture and all this other shit. You know, it's
Well,
just-
and
he-
that's
like,
where it
how
comes
can
down
create-
to like
Ooh.
sexualizing people who
How-
don't want to be perceived as such a manner. So imagine being a woman, or just any gender really. Imagine just being a person and you realize that somebody has an image of you, and they do the "hear me out" cake, and it's the I'd tap that if I could. I'm sorry, that's uncomfortable for me. Not only for the fact that I'm on a cake and that you're saying you want to sleep with me. None of this video is showing me that you will throw this image away after and not keep it for like a personal spank bank. That unsettles me because you shouldn't have
yeah,
done
putting
any of
it
this
on
to
like a
begin
fucking
with.
shrine.
And then you go back to thinking about every single picture that you've ever uploaded, your every day at the beach, or the pool, or a party, or an event, or any kind of your not necessarily like skimpy, but lesser clothed images that you've uploaded from different events and outfits and stuff like that, where you were showing a little bit extra skin and all of that. How many of those is he scrolling through and looking at and like cropping only you out of if it's a group photo and shit? And like,
See, like
how
that's that
far into
icky
stalker
shit,
territory is this dude actually going that nobody behind the scenes actually knows about?
right?
That's
And
the
like that's,
scary shit.
I just don't want people like having my image in general. And I think that like let's take it for this way.
Exactly.
We're all in virtual reality. Okay, I don't think any of us really have enough security up to where like if you scroll far enough you're gonna figure out what we all look like. Big whoop-de-doo. But like end of the day, we do this in virtual reality because we're not the 110% cool and comfortable with like doing this on cameras all the time, for the simple fact of stuff like this where people can take that and use it how they want. And I do not like being perceived like sexually unless you're my husband. And it's like it's just don't do that to
So-
people.
Little lore drop on Shadow here real quick. One of my really old ex friend groups, right? And this is one of the biggest reasons why it's like nowadays I know I still turn my camera on occasionally, but I don't do it as much as shit. Even back in the day whenever I was doing it more than I am now with you guys, I still wasn't doing it as much as like I had in the past, was just posting pictures and stuff like that for me. And the main reason behind it is because before I would be perfectly fine, me, the boys, everybody, all in call, all of our cameras on, all just fucking hanging out and shit. Until people started not only screenshotting them, but like how you guys screenshot like with Papa and everything, totally normal, totally fine, totally consensual. You even ask like, hey, can I use this for XYZ? Yeah, no, for me, 1, they never asked, and 2, they decided, hey, we're going to throw this into paint and draw all over it and make it look as if like a toddler drew all over you, and just completely make everything about this and you and everything to go with it look like absolute shit, or basically make fun of in a way
And see, like
to a
that's
degree, but like with drawing on shit.
I don't
it's
like
now
that shit
you
because
guys.
it's icky.
Yeah.
It's icky. It's bullying, and it's like it
Exactly.
comes down to consent and conversations. I think that's a very
Exactly.
common thing with all three of these stories that if we could pick, or all four, if we can pick them apart. I'm saying three of the bad stories. The green flag couple, I don't want to touch. They're doing amazing. They're lovely. I want to take them out to dinner to
They're
chat with
getting
them.
counseling. They're fixing their relationship.
But for
They
every
didn't
other
give in
thing,
to
it is
temptation on Temptation Island.
for real. But for like every other story, it's come down to like consent and conversations. You didn't have consent. You didn't have a conversation. That's not your image to have. And then for you to be sour about it, you posted that shit online. You made that choice. She made her choice of this makes me uncomfortable, and we fucking work together. So have some decency on the workplace.
Exactly.
I don't like people. I'm gonna crash out a lot tonight. I really want to watch Apothecary Diaries.
We're almost there, Pum. It's okay.
What you mean almost there? This is the last episode. Last story. My bad. Whoa, we're not ending this anytime soon. Y'all got me fucked up.
No, it's the last episode of Apothecary Diaries that's out so far.
And if
That is
this was
fair.
the last episode, it would go out with a fucking bang. With
It would.
all the other
Exactly.
guests.
And I'd be crying.
Oh,
We ain't
God.
ending this shit anytime soon. The fuck
Yeah.
y'all mean? We just got this up and running. We
I
ain't
would
going
be-
nowhere.
Bawling my eyes out.
I think we all
I think
would,
we
to
all
be
would.
honest.
Yeah, because like me
Jinx.
and Squish have already talked about just what, like our sentiments of looking at that fucking poster board back there that y'all don't see it, but if you do ever come and guest, we have a picture board in the back with all of the guests who have been here that lets us just keep the memories. And I'm very excited to see how that looks like come Christmas time of this year. And I do want to make a little video about it. This is like it's memories. We went from being in a mirror to this, and now we got a picture board, and I like watching it fill up. And every episode, it gets a little more full, and it's something that we look at that you guys don't see that makes me cry.
I just got a great idea for what you were just saying. I'll tell you after this because I don't want everybody else to know. But I just got a great idea. I want to tell you for what you just described.
Bet. You know what? Does anybody else have any other sentiments on any of these stories? I guess.
Not really.
It's been a
People
wild
are
fucking ride,
shitty.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Learn how to respect each other more. And
Don't piss on people.
Communication.
Yeah, don't piss on people. Don't piss on people. That's fucked. Don't piss
No,
on
I-
people.
Unless they like it. Unless they like
But
it.
if they
like
don't
it, piss
like
on them.
it,
But if they don't
don't
piss on people.
That's the biggest takeaway. And you know what? With that, I would like to thank my brother again for hearing about this atrocious shit. But we got to hear some happy.
Yeah.
And you know, links are the links. The links will be where the links go linked. You know, find the links. Link. Obviously,
What is
we
this,
have more
fucking
stories.
Zelda?
Yes, we have more stories in the Reddit for y'all as well that are coming soon. Obviously, still want to see everything that you guys want to talk about, or if you find your own. And we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
See ya!